Nakamura against Sindarov. This is a very interesting match. And we have a Benoni. Knight e4 about to be played by Sindarov, so we're in a main line, takes, and Queen c2, attacking the rook. This has all been seen many times before. And the question is how to protect that rook. Do you move it? Do you move it back? Of course, the move bishop f5 is very tempting here. I'm trying to work out why you can't play bishop f5 here. Instead, Sindarov just trusts that he has to move the rook back.
Yeah, now white might push e4, because if not e4, then black can go with bishop f5, but he goes with bishop g4 first. Probably he wants to develop the knight on d7 at some point, but d6 pawn is also hanging.
Yeah, that's the point, is that you can't actually get your pieces out here as black so easily. So Sindarov needs to find a way to neutralize a bit of this pressure. Maybe one idea is to take on f3 and then play bishop e5. Just try and trade the dark squared bishops and then finally play knight d7. Hikaru Nakamura, though, thinking about what to do here. Knight d2 is not possible because e2 is hanging. So the normal maneuver would be knight d2 to c4, but that's not possible. Now Hikaru, well, I say it's not possible. What do I know?
Hikaru says it might be possible, because I think he wants to go knight on e4.
Yes.
Attack the piece on e2, I think that's going to be a bishop, and the pawn on d6. And he says the pawn on d6 is better pawn to capture.
Exactly, and this is those, you know, I've played Benoni structures a lot of my life, and g5, that's a kind of sign. And now, are we going to get rook takes e3 here? I don't think we're going to get it, but we might get it. Hello!
Let's go! He goes for it. He goes for it. These guys, they are not afraid to make such decisions. He ruined the pawn structure, and now he will dominate on e5 square. He will bring the knights there. And what can be the further plan for black?
Yeah, so you basically put a knight on e5, you manage to coordinate the rest of your pieces. You can play against the weak e3 pawn. The white king is perpetually weak. And it's the sort of move that you would expect Hikaru to be the one playing from the black side. And now he's got to play a position with a slight material advantage, but kind of difficult to create nice plans with white. You see the computers play these positions with white, and they do really well. But it's actually not very easy. The only thing going for Hikaru, compared to a lot of these positions, is that the pawn is already on g5 for black. If that pawn were on g6, he would have a super stable structure in front of his king. But with the pawn on e5, it's not so much the case. And after bishop f5, he's trying to exchange the light squared bishops, but queen e7 is a clever idea because queen takes e3 check is a move.
E3, who comes from the third rank to guard d3 pawn. Very nice idea. And what's next? Rook goes on e8 as well.
Yeah, very natural, bringing the rook to the semi-open file. Now Hikaru has to think about what to do here. Not so easy. Decides to fix the queen side with a5. Also a very logical move. And now Sindarov also needs to find a way to improve. He could play bishop h5, bishop g6, for example. That looks like a fairly logical idea. And there you go.
He's going for it.
So bishop h5, bishop g6, just to neutralize that bishop. Also the d5 pawn is very weak. And if white ever commits with the move pawn to e4, he weakens all the dark squares around his king. So strategically very tense position. And he does go e4. Yeah, he goes e4. And bishop g6.
G6.
Yeah. And now the question is...
This pawn on e4 might be hanging, so white has to be really careful.
hg. King G2.
G2. E4 pawn is not hanging because after knight e4, rook comes on e3 and pins the knight. But there is f5 move.
Yeah.
So do you think he will capture this pawn on e4?
I don't know, actually.
He might also try g4 here with bishop h6 idea to improve
I like that
the
much more.
bishop's
I like that much
position.
more. G4 I really like here. I think he'll go G4. I think that's an excellent move. He goes knight G4.
He wants to get knight on e5.
Yep. And he's got to hurry up. 35 seconds. You don't want to be playing on increment against Hikaru. No.
That's right.
Is there some queen f6 here? No, he goes knight e5. Rook b3. And the problem Sindarov has is that, yeah, he can put the bishop on d4. But now e3 is potentially a threat.
g4 now.
G4, and he does go e3. The bishop can sit on e5, but the b7 pawn is permanent weakness.
Yeah, for this moment I think Hikaru is the one who tries to win. Hard to believe that black has enough compensation to play for a win.
But he is solid, you know. You put the rook on e7 and it's one of those weird positions where black is actually able to pretty much protect all of his weaknesses. He's gone with the rook to h8 and b4. This is what I was thinking. Can white play b4?
14 seconds for black here. I have a feeling that he missed his chances to put up more fire. He goes with c4. Is that pawn hanging?
No. Yeah, well, yeah, it is hanging. And queen e7. Now there's a tactic of rook takes h2 check in the air. Hikaru, so for example, if b5, yeah, Hikaru saw it. He saw rook takes h2.
Yeah, and he will cover this queen g2.
Yeah, and now, unfortunately for Sindarov, his position is he's kind of handcuffed. Rook takes b5. Yeah. And I do not see Sindarov holding this now. He's trying everything, but... Well, he's still got some practical chances. 3 seconds for Sindarov. 19 for Hikaru. Plenty of time for Hikaru Nakamura. Queen f1. Has to hurry up. f6. Queen b1. Okay, the king goes to h6. Can we just take a pawn?
Captures the pawn. Queen
Going in.
c3.
Just took a pawn. Check. King g5. And he's going to exchange a pair of rooks. Well, it's not the end yet. There's some bishop d4s in the position. h4. Trying something. I admire this. Trying something. 7 seconds. Hikaru Nakamura. a7. h3 check and take the pawn. What is this?
Yeah.
King h5?
There was sort of blunder.
No, sorry. Queen a6. Ooh, can he take the pawn on g4? Maybe not, because there's some checks.
No. There will be a check on the back rank. There is still check on the back rank.
And queen d4 or what? 4,
He
3.
has to make a move.
There we
Check.
go. Move your king or something. Just pass. Oh, 1 second. He got there. Queen d3. Still making it a bit tricky. Takes on e4. Now queen g2. Queen f3. Hikaru now up to 10 seconds. Should be pretty winning by now.
He's going now to open
Yeah.
file, and here we have a handshake. But what a game. What a beautiful game. And here with black pieces, Sindarov put up a real fight on the board.